Welcome to Aura by Vibes Lifestyle, inspired living, inspiring you to amplify your aura. Thank you for being here. Kindness and boundaries are needed for the balance of a healthy relationship. In a world where compassion and empathy are often encouraged, kindness can be a powerful tool in creating meaningful connections. Yet, even as we strive to be kind to others, it's important to recognize the value of setting boundaries. Kindness and boundaries might seem like opposing forces, but when balanced, they can lead to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Kindness is the act of being considerate, compassionate, and generous. It's the practice of showing care and concern for others' well-being. Kindness can take many forms, from offering a smile to a stranger to providing emotional support during tough times. At its core, kindness is about making others feel valued and respected, and it's a key ingredient in building trust and connection. However, kindness is not without its complexities. Sometimes, people might feel pressure to be kind at the expense of their own needs. This can result in overcommitment, resentment, or even burnout. Being kind without considering one's own limits can unintentionally lead to neglecting self-care, which ultimately hinders the ability to continue being there for others. Boundaries are the limits we set to protect our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. They are essential for preserving our energy, managing stress, and maintaining a sense of self. Healthy boundaries allow us to engage with others without losing ourselves in the process. Boundaries come in many various forms. There's physical boundaries, which are limits related to personal space and physical touch. Emotional boundaries. These protect our emotions and ensure that we don't take on others' feelings or allow others to mistreat us emotionally. And then there's time boundaries. These are limits on how we allocate our time and energy, ensuring we don't overextend ourselves. Time boundaries are very, very important, both in our personal and professional lives. You don't have to be busy all the time. You can even schedule self-care time and set boundaries around that, because sometimes we can feel like, well, if I'm not technically doing something, if I'm not in a meeting or at an appointment, then I'm considered to be available. But maybe you're not available. Setting boundaries may seem difficult, especially in relationships where we value kindness. The fear of disappointing others or appearing selfish can make it tempting to ignore our own needs. However, boundaries are not about rejecting or distancing ourselves from others. Rather, they are about fostering mutual respect. And I have an article about people-pleasing, and there will also be an episode coming out on that soon. Because learning more about people-pleasing and how to move in a different direction where you're not so focused on showing others just how great you are, just how loving you are, just how compassionate you are, just how much you can do for them. When you're more so being your authentic self, you're able to set healthier boundaries because you value yourself. Striking a balance between kindness and boundaries is essential for maintaining both healthy relationships and personal well-being. Here's how to navigate this balance. Know your limits. The first step in setting boundaries is understanding your own needs. Take time to reflect on what feels comfortable and what drains you. This self-awareness will help you recognize when it's time to say no or to ask for space. Communicate clearly. Kindness doesn't mean being vague or passive about your boundaries. Be direct and honest with others, expressing your needs with respect. For example, if a friend asks for your time and you're already overwhelmed, you can say, "I'd love to help, but I need some time to recharge first." Keep it simple. Set boundaries with compassion. When enforcing boundaries, it's important to remain compassionate. For example, instead of saying, "I don't have time for you," try something like, "I'm really overwhelmed at the moment, but I'd love to reconnect later." This shows that you care, while still protecting your space and your peace. Recognize that boundaries can evolve. Boundaries are not rigid. They can shift depending on circumstances. It's important to be open to reevaluating your boundaries and adjusting them as necessary. Being flexible helps you maintain both kindness and self-care in a dynamic world. Practice self-kindness. Sometimes the hardest person to be kind to is yourself. Recognizing that your needs are just as important as others' needs can be an act of kindness. Don't feel guilty about taking time for yourself, even when others may need your help. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I say it all the time. So self-care is crucial to sustaining your ability to be kind. When you're burnt out, you already know what that feels like. You're definitely not the nicest person in the world, right? Respect others' boundaries. Kindness also means respecting the boundaries of others. Just as you want your needs acknowledged, it's important to acknowledge and honor the limits others set. By doing so, you create an environment of mutual respect where both parties feel valued and safe, and that's truly the best. Let's talk about some of the benefits of combining kindness and boundaries. When kindness and boundaries work together, they create a powerful synergy that benefits everyone involved. You have better self-care. Setting boundaries helps you prioritize your own well-being, which means you'll have more energy and emotional resources to be kind to others. Stronger relationships. This prevents resentment from building up. When you're honest about your limits, people are more likely to respect you, leading to healthier and more respectful relationships. Most of us have met people somewhere along our journey who are very direct about their boundaries, and we know that we respect them more. You'll experience less burnout. Overcommitting in the name of kindness can definitely lead to burnout. By maintaining boundaries, you reduce the risk of emotional and physical exhaustion, allowing you to be kinder for longer. And increased self-respect. By standing firm in your boundaries while still being kind, you demonstrate self-respect. This also encourages others to respect you more deeply. Kindness and boundaries are not mutually exclusive. Rather, they are complementary forces that can lead to more fulfilling and sustainable relationships. While kindness helps us connect with others, boundaries ensure that we do not lose ourselves in the process. By recognizing the importance of both, we can navigate our personal and professional lives with a sense of balance, compassion, and respect for both ourselves and others. In doing so, we create an environment where kindness thrives without sacrificing our own well-being. Stay inspired.